Well, here we are. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is come and gone, or the weekend per se, and let's talk about some spoilers. Okay, now everyone's going to ask, who dies? Who dies? You know, everyone knows the logo controversy, or the logo like theories, because the colors of they are, and who dies and stuff like that. Well, okay, who dies in 3, 2, 1? None of them. None of the Guardians die. Yes, it was always thought that Rocket wouldn't make it out alive, but here's the thing about Rocket. The movie doesn't nerf Rocket. It puts him in a situation where he's in a hospital bed for 3/4 of the movie, maybe even more. Rocket, he's blasted by Adam Warlock, who, you know what, I really liked his character. I thought it worked. I think Adam Warlock worked. He wasn't the main focus, but he was there, and I think this movie just shows the potential he has. But now back to Rocket. The thing is with Rocket is, like I said, all the trailers, all the marketing, you're like, there's no way this guy's going to make it alive, right? There's no way. But you know what? He does. There's a scene where it's like Rocket is about to die, okay? He's in like, it's like when Harry in the Deathly Hallows Part 2 went to essentially the afterlife and got to pick and choose if he lived or died. And there's a scene where Rocket's like, hey, can I come with you guys, his old friends? And they're like, yeah, come on over. And as he's about to walk there, she stops him. She says, no, you still have a purpose. And that killed me, absolutely killed me. I knew it was coming, but you know, it just rocks you. Like, what's the deal with that? Come on, I don't have time for that. What are we doing here? Absolutely killed me. But you know what? The payoff was incredible. Rocket is the new captain of the Guardians of the Galaxy, like he always was meant to be, like he always should have been. It was, oh man, it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. A lot of people thought Drax was going to die too, considering the fact that Dave Bautista said this was 100% his last Guardians movie. It's like, well, they're probably going to kill him, right? No, they don't. They do something better with him, considering the fact that if you look at his character throughout the entirety of his run, it's always just been about his family and how he's still kind of mourning his family, and you know, he's still thinking about his daughters and stuff like that. And we finally got some payoff to that. And the payoff to that is at the end of the movie, Drax he dances, yes. And as stupid as that may sound to an outside perspective, it just makes you feel something, right? And yeah, he has a lot of sweet moments with some kids because, you know, he used to be a father, and you know, for however long he wasn't, and now he is. He's no longer Drax the Destroyer. They literally said this in the movie, you're Drax the father. Something like that. I don't quite remember. Another big spoiler scene I want to talk about is, yeah, I thought they were going to kill Peter Quill. I mean, why? Did it make sense? A little bit. Kind of, maybe. The thing is they were about to kill him exactly like they were about to kill Yondu. And I was like, there is no way. And I thought to myself, are they going to, like, is somebody going to save him? I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I think Adam Warlock's going to save him. And he did just that. And there's a shot in this movie that is just so Sistine Chapel. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a huge reference to the Sistine Chapel. But speaking of the Sistine Chapel, there's also a lot of like religious imagery and just idea. As Rocket goes to save like a bunch of baby raccoons because, you know, from being killed and tortured, you know, there's this part where he sticks his nose in the cage and all the raccoons come and touch him, you know, like, you know, finally the raccoons have a savior, and yes, Rocket is that savior. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. It worked for me though, you know, Rocket, like, you know, people are going to talk about Rocket forever, and yeah, I think they should. But at the end of this movie, the thing is you don't have to kill the Guardians of the Galaxy for them to all split up to be fractured, you know. At the end of this movie, it's Mantis saying, I got to get out of here, you know, I got to do stuff on my own. And then, of course, it's Star-Lord. He was the first one to say, guys, I'm moving on. And you know what? He got to go. There's a really sweet moment where he says, I'm going back to Earth to go see my real family. Not like, I guess not his real, like his biological family, you know, which was a really sweet and touching moment. And yeah, and there's another really sweet payoff moment where throughout the movie, Kraglin is, he has a lot of difficulty working the arrow, right? So finally, it takes a little flashback or like a ghost of Yondu to say, hey, I don't use my head to fly the arrow, and you know the rest. And Kraglin does phenomenal job with the arrow in this one. So yeah, you know, this one's gonna punch you in the throat. It's gonna punch you in the heart. It's gonna punch you everywhere else, because you know what? That's just how it's supposed to be. You know, a lot of people are gonna compare this. Is this the next best since Endgame? Story-wise, execution, action-wise, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there's my hot take. Maybe it's not such a hot take. By the time this video releases, we'll see how hot of a take it is indeed. But at the end of the day, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it rocked. And you know what? I think that's all I have to say. Except for this one action scene, I have to talk about it. When No Sleep to Brooklyn plays, there's this beautiful oneer. Probably took months of filming. It is so awesome. Had me on the edge of my seat, smiling ear to ear, eye to eye, whatever the sentence is. Regardless, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, any of them, I think you'll like this one. Thank you very much for watching. Go check out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.